Tōsen is one of my favorite characters in Bleach. He is one of the most unique characters in the series, and he has an interesting depth and complexity to him. I am also a bit of a sucker for badass blind warriors. But there's always been an aspect to his character that I've never seen anyone point out. The resurrection, no, but seriously, it's something that's very subtle, and throughout all my time reading Bleach, watching Bleach, having other people smarter than me break down what's going on in the story, I have learned that Kubo is very particular. He is not someone who does something by accident. He's very particular when he writes. So these details I'm about to share, I am very inclined to believe that they are not coincidences. Okay, but I've adued us enough, so I'm gonna just come out and say it. I think that Tōsen is a Shihoin. Yes, that's Shihoin. I think he's part of one of the 5 noble clans, the same as Yoruichi. And obviously, no, it's not just because they're both black. If that was all I had, then there wouldn't be anything to this theory. But I mean, come on. Look at him, my boy. It's all in the visual design. Just look at his official artwork. Like at official artwork, he has the same sort of darkish purple, sort of blackish purple hair as Yoruichi and her brother Yushiro. And then if you look at the sash that he's wearing in the Arrancar arc and the Soul Society arc, it's orange. The same orange that Yoruichi wears. Like, those are Shihoin colors specifically. And I get that those two things might not seem like much, but they're two pretty big things. The kicker would be if we could take off Tōsen'S goggles and see if he has the signature golden Shihoin eyes. Hey, little post-edit note. I forgot that we actually have seen him without his goggles on, and they're gray because he's blind. But if he wasn't blind, would they be golden? I'm gonna say yes. And I get it, but then you kind of have to ask, okay, well, why would Kubo even do this? What does this add to the character? And I think the reason is, no pun intended, staring us right in the face. Well, listen, if you haven't noticed, Tōsen is blind, okay? So his noble family might have thought that, hey, he might not have the strength to lead because of his disability, or the reasons could have been more shallow. They might have just thought that this might, bring down the image of the clan, that, people might perceive them as weak or something like that. Or, there's another possibility, which is Tōsen could be the results of some kind of affair. He could be some kind of bastard child, dare I say. And maybe that's why he was exiled from his clan before he could even walk. It would explain why he doesn't ever, obviously he wouldn't have any memory of this because he was probably given up when he was still literally a baby. And I think all of this would serve as sort of the ultimate twist gut punch for Tōsen, because he has a lot of well-deserved, well-earned hate for not just the Soul Society as a whole, but specifically its upper class, which we come to find out in Can't Fear Your Own World. But what would that do to Tōsen to find out that he technically comes from this class of people, and not just one of the upper few noble houses, but one of the 5 noble clans? That would be absolutely insane for him to find out. You'd probably end up hating them even more. And I know what somebody is probably thinking. Oh, well, Tōsen's dead, so it doesn't even matter. Number 1, Tōsen's not dead. He's just alive in hell. There's a difference. And 2, we got the Hell Arc, baby. Returning captains are coming back. And it's our boys' time to shine like those stars in the sky.